Yes, that's Retronathan and not Retro Nathan. For this stream, however, I'm going to don the identity that I like to call Collector the Hordarian, sort of a reference to my love of cheesy 80s stuff, including, um, barbarian type of tropes like Conan and what have you. Anyhow, for today, I'm going to be unboxing a few things, a few items. One of which is a pretty big box from Limited Run Games, representing right here. Uh, Most folks who know me know that I'm a big fan of that company. They're dedicated to keeping physical media alive for video games. And like the name implies, they put out limited production runs of games and limited sort of collector's editions and in this age of everything going digital and streaming and that sort of thing, it's nice to have a physical copy. So if you don't have access to the internet, if something gets delisted from your digital shop of choice, like the e-store, e-shop on Nintendo or on PSN, then you have options. But if you're just a collector and you like all the extra stuff, that's cool too. So anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to start with something that's not limited run. It's actually, I'm going to say Hamilton Books. It's this guy right here. So yeah, they had a sale recently that it included some pretty cool steel books of some classic horror movies. I'm a horror fan, especially cheesy 80s type of horror, and they did not disappoint with some of their offerings. So let me show a couple of these steel books here. Um, so you've got the Return of the Living Dead 2 steel book. I love that art on the cover there. Sorry about the reflection, but very, very cool. I mean, this was like $5 or something, so it's a pretty darn good deal. So there's that one. I love the art on this one as well. Child's Play. Little Chucky almost has a Dia de los Muertos kind of vibe to it. Just the detail in his face, but again, like $5, great deal. Another one to round out the steel book, classic horror, Killer Clowns. So love that movie. It is a perfect midnight popcorn movie. Just the practical effects, the creature design. I mean, it's just a utter classic. One of my favorites. I've got a bunch. I think they put out like 4 Funko Pops. I've got those. Those are fun. Okay, so I'm a fan of Elvira and her snarkiness. I don't know if she predated MST3K, but she's been around like forever with her shtick. Just kind of her commentary on horror movies and the like. So I picked up one of her movie Macabre. It's a double feature, and she just does her thing. Here's another one with The Brain That Wouldn't Die and The Manster. So, these were just like a few bucks or whatever. I was like, I couldn't resist. Next up, we got an 80s classic. Now, it's a little problematic, I think, in today's climate, in any climate, really, with a certain scene that I won't really get into. But, really just kind of was reflective of those type of comedies that came out around that time, or the screwball, college hijink kind of comedies, which, for different films were problematic, in different reasons, but still one of my favorite movies. That scene, notwithstanding, in other parts and stereotypes and things like that, it's a pretty funny film, and I had to pick it up on Blu-ray for $5. So, This one here, I don't know much about, to be honest, but I loved the cover. It's just so retro. What is this called? Channel 13. Um, so yeah, I'm a sucker for marketing. If you create a nice cover that's going to draw me in, and that's evocative of the days in the '80s of going through the video store and browsing all of the VHS tapes that were beckoning you with the promise of like amazing movies. Buy their awesome kick-ass poster art or cover art, and then you go and you watch the film, you're like, what is this garbage? This is terrible. So this may be terrible, but I had to check it out sight unseen. I mean, it was pretty cheap. And then this one, I cannot wait to check out the transfer. I hear it's good. Tremors in 4K. Now this one I paid a pretty penny for, but it was reduced from what its normal retail was. I want to say this was like close to maybe like $40 or something, but I think when it released it was more like 60. So cannot wait. This comes with, I think, like a little book and everything. It's released by Arrow, who do a good job with their transfers of classic, cult cinema and that kind of thing. So definitely looking forward to watching that on. I finally upgraded, got a 4K TV, 70-inch Samsung. I mean, it was like $500. I had to. And I got the Xbox to play my 4K disc, so the Series X. All right. So next up, we're gonna. When you see one of these, like waiting outside your home, you get pretty excited. It's like the holidays all over again. So I have no idea. Well, I mean, I have some idea what's in here, but I don't know. Let's see. Sometimes they take a while. You can't just like order a game that just released and then they'll just send it to you. Usually it's like it takes a while for them to create, whether it's I don't know, statues or whatever the extra stuff is. It takes them a while to produce it, but oh wow, okay. Yeah, I forgot I ordered this. So this is very cool looking. I love the presentation. Let me take it out of the bubble wrap so you can take a gander. Ooh, and they included some cards. I love that they do that too. That's a throwback. The whole idea of like collecting cards. This is an original, limited run type of card, and this is Psychonauts Classic, which is supposed to be coming out with a sequel. I think they did a VR game, which I'd love to check out now that my daughter has VR and she very kindly allows me to use it. So here we have Snatcher, the soundtrack on cassette, but they put it in this beautiful, ginormous case that's meant to, emulate the look of the Sega CD platform. They had these big old cases, and I mean, look at that art. Snatcher being the game by Hideo Kojima, one of his earlier games. That's sort of a cyberpunk mystery type of game, I believe. I never played it, but people swear by it. They say it's pretty good. But I love this presentation, and this is likely just going to be a display. I don't really have I think I have a cassette player in a boombox, a classic boombox, but the last tape I put in it got eaten, so I'm not going to risk that for this tape. I'll probably just, like I said, display it. All right, so another limited run box here, and then I'm going to go to the grand finale, which is like 4 times as big as this box. All right, let's see what we got in this one here. Okay, so more bubble wrap. I've got to. All right, finally. Oh, card falling out. I got a couple of cards here. One's, ooh, nice. Look at that. So, is that any hint? Do you recognize this image? How about this one? So anybody who plays classic games knows that that's the lead dragon from the game Panzer Dragoon. This is a Sega Saturn game, or was a Sega Saturn game originally, which was a system seller kind of game. I mean, it was only made for that system, and they were trying to keep up with the 3D games, which were all the rage at the time. 3D rendering, I mean, not like 3D glasses. Everything had been, mostly 2D up to that point, but really the hardware couldn't really handle so much. So this is an on-rails shooter. Pretty fun, actually. I really enjoyed it, but I think it's a classic because of the scenarios. I mean, it's very cinematic. It's pretty much like a sort of a chase scene, and the music, it's just grand. It's this sweeping orchestral score. But I just love the presentation yet again. I got it for the Switch, but it's in this nice hard case here that emulates the classic Sega Saturn cases. So just a little tidbit here. If you have a Switch, on the eShop right now, as of, 1/22 today, the 22nd, Panzer Dragoon is on sale for like $6 and some change. Terrific game. I mean, that's a no-brainer to pick it up at that price. I think just for some on-rails fantasy action, I think that's a small price to pay. All right, so let me break into this big old box here and see if I can refresh my memory of what I ordered months ago. All right, ton of bubble wrap. Oh boy, I forgot about this. Ooh-wee, okay. Lots to unpack here. So, one thing I like about Limited Run, I'm like their hype man, I guess. I don't know, I'm always talking about them, but they'll often include these little, newsletters, which harkens back to the days of like when Nintendo fan clubs started, pre-Nintendo Power, and they had these little newsletters, which I wish I still had. A lot of fun. They just talk about their upcoming releases and what have you. So I don't know. I think this is just like a CD of Streets of Rage 4. I think that was something that they tacked on just for added value for people that pre-ordered some of their packages, because I guess as a sort of a gesture for, hey, we know that it's taking so long, and that was really cool of them to do. Appreciate gestures like that. If you look like on their Twitter feed, there's usually a lot of people like, oh my God, this is taking forever. Like, and they're all complaining and whatnot. I'm like, this is just, this is how it works. It just takes a while to create these things. So, and then I just got a bunch of little cards here, like Streets of Rage, which I'm about to show you. I was just playing that the other day on Retronathan, which I have to skip out on, unfortunately, today. But I will return to it because it's a kick-ass game, figuratively and literally. So check this out. I love the art on this. I don't know if this is going to fit in the frame that I have, but this at some point hopefully is going to be going on the wall. This is the LP, and I do have an LP player, but I don't know. I like the art on this. I don't really play LPs that much, to be quite honest, but I do periodically collect them. All right, so, all right, looks like, let me show you this. Wow. This is the collector's edition, Streets of Rage 4. So probably not going to wade through this just now. I might create a separate video. I got to get cracking soon. Going to be going out of town here just to go away a little bit, go to the mountains, get some fresh air. But this, apparently, I think it has a statue, and that's a big part of what made it take so long. And then it's got like some retro packaging for the game and everything. But anyway, appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to upload to YouTube if anybody wants to check out any. It's always, I just think it's kind of fun to, like I said earlier, it feels like, the holidays again, just, seeing what kind of surprise goodies you get. And like I said, I usually forget what I ordered because it's usually been months. But so again, I'm Johnny B or Dr. Anslow or Retronathan, but for this stream, I'm Collector the Hordarian. So thanks for stopping by and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you at the next unboxing.